Hello, this is Angela Chamblee with the English 101 Minute or Two, and I would like to thank my cinematographer, Ms. Paulette Tillman. Thank you. Today, we're going to talk about part 2 of how to write an introduction. Alright, another kind of introduction you can write is called the quotation introduction. That's a wonderful way to start out your paper. There are books that you can get at the library. They might have 10, 15 quotation books in the library on reserve. That means nobody can check them out. Usually people don't want to check them out because they just want them to look up a quote real fast. So they never go anywhere. They'll always be there waiting for you. Quotation, I've seen quotation books that are that thick. That thick. And what happens, you open them up, and whatever the topic is, that's what you look it up. If you're writing a paper on education, look up education, you see 50 quotes about education. You have to carefully read the 50 quotes, and you look for one that fits just right for what you're doing. And then you put the title of your paper, and then the first words of your paper are that quote, and then you skip a couple of lines, and you start just writing your paper like you normally would. Pretty easy to do. I had a friend in grad school, and my friend had invested in buying a book of quotations. And so every time she had to write a paper, she would just look up whatever it was, topic, and use that. She was always getting A's on her paper. It's pretty good. It's a good investment to make. I've got my own quotation book that I use every now and then. But that's one way that you can, that's another way that you can start your papers off. And finally, there's the paradoxical introduction. A paradox. Paradox is something seemingly false, yet nevertheless true. Nevertheless true. Alright, give you an example of what a paradox looks like. Poverty is expensive to maintain. I think this came from The Other America by Michael Arrington. This is a quote. This was like the first line of the book. Now look at it, and you add how many words are in the opening sentence. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5 words, which means it's under 6, which means it is a combination of pointedly brief plus it's a paradox. Now, do you see what the paradox is? Poverty and expensive. There's a contradiction there. Your average person is going to think, wait a minute, this what do you mean poverty is expensive? Poverty be expensive. And see, while the person is reading, they're trying to figure out, and that's how you draw them in, because they're going to read on trying to figure out how poverty is expensive. But poverty can be expensive. You know, if you're poor and you don't have health care, and then you get sick, and all your savings are gone, and you have to go on public assistance. It's expensive for the taxpayer, but that's how poverty can be expensive. And that's the paradox, a seemingly false statement that is nevertheless true. Now that paradoxical introduction, that's the one that wins all the awards. That's some enterprising person looked at award-winning essays, and they looked at a whole lot of them. They found out generally that's the kind of introduction that wins the first place in the contest. Paradoxical. And it's very important that you practice writing good introductions. I can talk about it, but the way you learn it is really by doing it. And so not just my paper, not just, well, I'm in this class, they're not requiring me to write paradoxical, I don't have to do this. No, if you really want to learn, and this is an important skill, really important skill you can do something with, Every time you got a paper, you take a few minutes, try to write a paradoxical introduction. Go to the library and look up a quotation. Or you can just get your cell phone out if you got a smartphone and you can look up quotation.com and find a good quotation. But you got to make that effort every time you got a paper. Take a few minutes, put in the time to write a better introduction. Okay, that's it for now.